we've all seen the heartbreaking images of the convoy carrying the bodies or the remains of the 4 Kiddushim, the 4 holy martyrs, Shiri Bibas, the 2 children, Kfir and Ariel, and Oded Lifshitz, the 4 hostages that were killed in Gaza sometime, being returned today back for proper Jewish burial. And we thank the Almighty for at least that merit, and we wish it wasn't in this manner, of course, but at least they get the Kavod Achron, and what's called a final honor, and indeed it was a final honor, a convoy with the Israeli flags on all the cars and people on the side of the road saluting, quiet, respectfully. But it's truly heartbreaking. And I had this in mind. 2 previous conversations this week came to my mind as I watched the video of the cars pulling into Israel with the remains. I met with a person this week, and this individual told me that they had a very, very challenging life. Death, loss, abuse, all sorts of challenging moments in their life. And the person said, though, I would not take it all back, ever. And it only made me stronger and better. And then, the day after that, my mother was telling me about someone that we both know, and that person told her, it just made me stronger, the challenges in my life. And I was reminded of a very famous verse by King Solomon that says, Tzadik yipol sheva pa'amim v'kam, that the righteous individual falls 7 times and he or she gets up. One of the great rabbis of the previous generation explained that it's not that the righteous person gets up after falling 7 times, it's that the only way to become the righteous individual is by falling 7 times and then arising each time. And so there's no answers, there's no rationale to understand why the Almighty has chosen to do this and not that, and why we can't see Shiri and her children and Oded Lifshitz back home, and how Yarden Bibas now has to live with this reality. We don't have the answers necessarily, but somehow in the grand scope of the Jewish people's destiny, this all fits into this narrative without sounding cliched, and being honest about our history, our tradition, and what it tells us in these situations is that Tzadik yipol sheva pa'amim v'kam, that somehow this only helps the Jewish people and the people of the state of Israel rise even higher and greater than they were before the fall. And we hope and we pray that we don't have to learn these lessons this way, but the only way to assimilate and absorb these painful blows is by recognizing it's there for some reason. I don't know what it is. I have to be in pain. It is heartbreaking, but I will rise. Me, individually as a Jew, and the entire collective Jewish people will rise better and stronger because of it. That is hopefully a modest, humble lesson that I offer you based on how I understand things from my teachers and from the words of King Solomon. May their neshamot have aliyot, may their souls have an internal elevation, may their families have a comfort, and may there be no more sorrow in the Jewish people and in the land of Israel. Shabbat Shalom.